Welcome back to Plugged In Australia, the podcast keeping you plugged into the electric vehicle revolution right here in the land down under. I'm your host Jamie, coming to you from Sydney on this warm late January day in 2026. Hope you're staying cool out there. Whether you're charging up for the commute or planning a weekend drive, we've got a bumper episode today packed with brand updates, incoming models shaking up the market, global milestones that we're starting to mirror, and even some clean energy ties that hit close to home for EV drivers. From Polestar's defiant stance to Toyota's big family teaser. Let's charge right in. Okay, let's start with some global headlines that's got everyone talking. In December 2025, fully electric vehicles outsold pure petrol cars in Europe for the very first time. Battery EVs edged ahead thanks to strong growth in places like Germany, the Netherlands and France. This has been driven by more models, better incentives and that push towards their 2035 zero emissions target. Now here in Australia we're seeing echoes of that shift. In the same month, electrified vehicles, including BEVs, plug-ins and, unfortunately, hybrids, narrowly beat out petrol-only sales with around 35,000 electrified units versus 34,500 pure petrol. For the full year, electrified powertrains grabbed 28.6% of the market, and pure EVs cracked 100,000 units sold for the first time. It's not full EVs dominating yet, but with new vehicle emissions efficiency standard in play and more affordable options arriving, we're mirroring Europe's trajectory, just with hybrids leading the charge as the practical bridge for many Aussies. Okay, sticking with positive momentum, Polestar has some encouraging news despite the tough premium EV market. The Polestar 3 luxury SUV has completely sold out of its initial stock in Australia. Every unit delivered in 2025 found a home, even with some discounts to move them. Now that's a win for the brand, which clocked 2,373 sales locally last year. That's up 38%. But it's not stopping there. The 3 is taking a short hiatus, returning in the second half of 2026 as a 2027 model with massive upgrades. 800 volt architecture for super fast charging up to about 350 kilowatts. Bigger batteries up to 106 kilowatt hours for a 635 kilometer range. That'll be WLTP range. More power up to 500 kilowatts in performance spec and a beefed up NVIDIA processor. Now, pricing stays premium, unfortunately, around current levels, but existing owners get some retrofits free of charge. Now, Polestar's local boss, Scott Maynard, is pushing back hard on any talk of failure and says he's sick and tired of it, pointing to an extraordinary product lineup, including the Polestar 7 compact SUV in 2028, updates across the range, and a permanent high-performance BST sub-brand. Globally, sales grew 36% last year, and more dealers are coming to Australia. It's a brand betting big on premium positioning. It's exciting if you're in the market for something Scandinavian and sharp. Okay, plenty of new metal on the horizon at the moment. Chinese brand Xpeng is inching closer to a factory-backed takeover in Australia, potentially stepping up from its current distributor setup. Announcements are due soon, but we know the updated G6 mid-size SUV opens orders in February or March with deliveries in Q2. This should be rivaling the Model Y. The 7-seat X9 people mover follows by mid-year, and the flagship G9L SUV in the second half. Over 2,000 G6s were already registered here last year, so expect competitive pricing and tech-heavy features. On the budget end, MG is preparing the MG4 Urban, a stripped-back, cheaper version of its popular hatch. Overseas, it starts around $46,000 Australian equivalent, with options up to 415 kilometre range and solid kit like a big touchscreen, wireless CarPlay and a full safety suite. It's positioned below the regular MG4 in Australia, aiming to be one of the most affordable EVs when it arrives. Exact timing and pricing to be announced closer to the release date as per usual, but it should be a great option for inner city and even outer suburb buyers. Toyota's dropped a teaser that's got a family haulers buzzing, a silhouette of a 3-row electric SUV, likely the BZ5X or an electric Kluger. It's set to rival the Kia EV9, the Volvo EX90, with Kluger-like dimensions, premium interior, and possibly multi-powertrain options, which will include regular non-plug-in hybrids. There's no firm date, but it is edging closer. This will be a perfect for Aussie families wanting Toyota reliability in a big EV package. And for the Ute fans, Isuzu is seriously studying a plug-in hybrid D-Max to challenge the BYD Shark 6 and upcoming Ford Ranger PHEV. It could arrive with a next-gen model here, which is due in 2028. Likely going to be diesel-based to keep that torque and towing, aiming for 3,500 tonne. It's all about meeting the NEVES, the NVES emission rules without losing its rugged compatibility. Watching BYD and Ford closely on pricing and features. Okay, now, back in April of 2023, a lot of Tesla fans were very much disappointed when Tesla stopped making right-hand drive Model S's and Model X's. And I know a lot of them have been waiting, praying, meditating, hoping that Tesla would, with its steer-by-wire, to make it easier to make right-hand drive cars. However, a report suggests that the Model S and Model X SUV will be discontinued soon, most likely after the current production runs out. The Fremont factory space is being repurposed for Optimus humanoid robots, with Elon Musk calling it an honourable discharge for these pioneers. Sales have dwindled globally, only 50,000 combined last year versus millions of the 3 and the Y, and they're already low-key in reports. Tesla's focus is shifting to autonomy, cybercab and robotics. No direct Aussie impact because, we don't have them here. Alright, tying into why we need all these EVs, Australia's clean energy pipeline is hitting records, with the National Electricity Market, also known as the NEM, connections queuing at a massive 64 gigawatt hours, mostly renewables ready to power the grid and charging networks. So you get a lot of people saying, charging from the grid, and you're cheating because it's just coal and gas, etc., etc. But there's challenge brewing as well. AI data centers are competing fiercely for that green power. Projects like the ambitious Sun Cable, which is the exporting of solar to Singapore, are getting sidelined as big tech snaps up renewables for AI here at home. It's putting pressure on the grid, the emissions goals, and our energy transition. Something to watch as EVs rely on clean charging to fully cut emissions. That's our charge through another packed week in the EV world. Plenty of optimism, new arrivals, plus the bigger energy questions. What do you think about Polestar's fight back? Them fighting words from the boss. Or what do you make about Toyota's big Tease? Toyota always been about hybrids. Let us know your thoughts. Hit me up on the socials. Send me an email. It'll be appreciated. At the moment, this is episode 3, still finding our feet here. Going to be just publishing when there's news to report. No clear set releases, maybe daily, maybe weekly. We'll let the news and what's out there dictate that for now. I appreciate any feedback on that as well. So thank you very much again. Subscribe for more. Share with a mate thinking about electric. And until next time, stay plugged in, drive safe, and catch you soon.